Hello YouTube. Tonight we have another video on how to solve algebraic questions, and tonight we have a special guest, Miss Chan again. Miss Chan is here again,
Hello.
and Miss Chan will try to take us through a few questions. Now, background: Miss Chan assumes that Miss Chan's graduated with a master's from the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences, where she thinks and she thinks that she's very good in maths. So tonight we shall see whether or not she can do maths. Miss Chan, over to you.
Thank you. Okay, so today we're going to be solving a few questions. You can see on the slide here, we'll be taking questions 10A, B, C, D. And basically each of the questions, what we're supposed to do is to make the letter in the square bracket the subject of the given formula. So let me start by going through question 10A.
Miss Chan, what does it mean by making it the subject of the formula?
Okay, that means that, for example, if we take question 10A, this is the formula right now. Y equals to T over 5 bracket 2H plus K. So right now in this formula, Y is the subject of the formula. So what we want to do is to make K the subject of the formula instead. To do that, we need to move K to the left-hand side of the equation. So let's start by multiplying, bring the 5 over here to the left-hand side. So we can do a 5y equals to T. Yes, Mr. Liao, you have a question?
I don't think it's bringing it over. I think it's you need to multiply both sides by 5.
So you multiply both sides by 5, and what happens is that you get 5y on the left and T bracket 2h plus k on the right. So next step, we remove the T on the right side by dividing by T on both sides. So we get 5y over T. And since we've divided by T here, we're left with 2h plus k. So right now, it's a simple matter of making k the subject of the formula. So to do that, we have k equals to 5y over T minus 2h.
Okay.
And that is our solution to 10A.
Thank you, Miss Chan. How about 10B?
Okay, now moving on to 10B. So 10B, the formula that we have is L equals to P 1 plus AT. And we want to make T the subject of the formula. So what we can do is, let's expand throughout here. So this becomes P plus PAT.
Miss Chan?
Yes?
Why won't you divide both sides by P first?
You can do that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that as well. So as you can see, sometimes there are different ways to get to the solution. So since we want T to be the subject of the formula, let's have PAT on the left side, and then we will have L minus P. So in order for us to make T the subject of the formula, we can divide throughout by PA. So it's L minus P over PA. And there you have it. That is the answer to 10B. Okay, now moving on to 10C. So for 10C, the question we have is Z equals to 3U plus 2V divided by 2U minus 5V. And we want to make V the subject of the formula. So since we have 2u minus 5v as the denominator here, we can multiply throughout by 2u minus 5v. So we have z multiplied by 2u minus 5v. And on the right hand side, we have the same 3u plus 2v. So if we expand this, we have 2zu minus 5zv equals to 3u plus 2v. So bringing over all of the items with a v together, what we have is 2v plus 5zv equals to 2zu minus 3u. And what we want is to factorize the v out. So we take v, and what we're left with is 2 plus 5z. And on the right hand side, you can also factorize out, you see that u is common, right? So you can also factorize out u, bracket 2z minus 3. And so to make v the subject of the formula, all you have to do is just divide throughout by 2 plus 5z. So you have u 2z minus 3 divided by 2 plus 5z. And that's it. You have your answer for 10C. Okay, last but not least, 10D. So 10D, we have h equals to 4 pi square root of m square plus n square. Okay, so since we have a square root here, and you want to make m the subject of the formula, you will need to square both sides of the equation. So if you square both sides of the equation, you have h square. And then when you square 4 pi, you have 16 pi square. And when you square this square rooted value here, you will get m squared plus n squared. So since we want to make m the subject of the equation, we can divide throughout by 16 pi square. So we have h square over 16 pi square equals to m squared plus n squared. And making m the subject of the formula, we have h square over 16 pi square minus n square. And this is m squared, but we want m, right? So what we can do is to apply a square root. So we take m, and when you square root, remember that it can be both positive or negative. So it will be square rooted h square over 16 pi square minus n square. And that is your answer for 10D.
Once again, thank you very much, Miss Chan, for your soothing voice, and I think the 30 of my subscribers would surely think that you are a welcome change. Just a quick pointer, if you don't mind, changing chairs, changing sides with me. Okay. I think what Miss Chan has done in step number 2 over here is to actually square root both sides. Okay, square both sides. Now, I think some students have problems with this. Now, if let's say from the first step, if you divide throughout by 4 pi, okay, you get h over 4 pi. Okay, it's from here. Okay, h over 4 pi equals to square root of m squared plus n squared. Now, I think it's clearer here for some students if you square both sides. So if you square both sides, h over 4 pi squared is m squared plus n squared. Okay, the square of h over 4 pi is h squared over 16 pi squared. Now, this is brings you to Miss Chan's third step over here. Okay, I'm just saying this because some students have problems squaring both sides in the first form. But if let's say we can do it in this form, you get the same answer. Hopefully this is clearer for you. Once again, thank you, Miss Chan, for joining us today.
You're most welcome.
We hope that you come on more often.
I'll be happy to.
Alright, so once again, this is a video on solving algebraic problems. Comments and suggestions are most welcome. Thank you very much. Good night.